Conrad Hussey has joined Florida State and the Tribe 2023 class, alongside Michael Langston, the recruiting analyst, senior recruiting analyst at that of Warchant.com. My name is Tom Lang, and welcome to Warchant TV's post-signing day update. Michael, what part of town are you shopping in right now when the news went down?
I won't say too many places because I don't want to give away Diane where I'm at. Come shopping for my wife. But I'm at the Governor Square Mall now. I actually in the parking lot. Just I've been waiting for this just to see what was going to happen. But I mean, I would tell people straightforward, like I don't think FSU knew until the kid did it. I don't think Penn State knew before the kid did it. I mean, that was kind of the word I got leading up to the announcement, but. Massive pickup for FSU at a position of certainly desperate need of getting a really good safety in this class. They finish off the trifecta with Hakeem, Edwin, and Conrad because they're all close. Edwin grew up with Conrad, so they knew each other really well. Certainly, I'm sure there was some heavy recruiting going on by those guys that signed yesterday. But I think landing a guy to this level of Conrad Hussey of what he brings as a safety and a ball hawk and just everything they're looking for, I think was a massive pickup for FSU that survived this crazy recruitment.
Okay, so as best you can recall the last 24, 48 hours of this recruitment, Michael, can you take us through the ups and the downs that you experienced behind the scenes? Because, we saw you yesterday, obviously, live on Warchant TV. Then you came to the press conferences with the coaching staff after. I saw you there in person. And then, since then, it's been up and down like a roller coaster. What's this been like covering this particular recruitment, and what did you know when?
Yeah, I mean, the feeling was yesterday, going into the day that it was going to be FSU. They felt good about it. They felt like it was going to happen. Then later got word that he wanted to take a little more time and he wasn't going to announce on that night of signing day. Took a day off, and then it went back and forth. I mean, really just consistently back and forth with Penn State and Florida State. I think those are the two players that I'd heard. I know Miami was trying to push, but I really think that he wanted to be at a program that was either getting there at this point, like FSU with a 9-3 season, or what Penn State's already done. Penn State had a really good year with their defensive backs. I think they had some of the best secondary in the country. But I also think what led to FSU was obviously his heart was there. He grew up an FSU fan. You really felt like things look good. What this secondary and defense is doing, I think really just jumped out to him, and I think he really felt comfortable on that visit. You could tell it sounded like after his official visit, like, man, FSU is going to get this kid. And then certainly the recruitment never stops, even till they sign or commit. And I think FSU, to their credit, man, they were relentless and they wanted to get it done.
This is a huge deal, Michael, because safety is a dire position in both the portal and the high school ranks for this upcoming transition in 2023 class before they get to the opening game against LSU. So this is a true safety prospect, not a combo defensive back. And beyond that, what do you see in his game? What did you see as you covered him this year?
Oh, man, I mean, this kid's just a ball hawk. I mean, he can kind of do those combo things that you look for from DB. If you put him at corner, you feel okay. I think safety is where you want him the most because you want a center fielder that really dissects the field, and he really closes passing windows really well. Very good tackler. He's very well disciplined and developed in technique as he plays for St. Thomas Aquinas. You know how they coach there. Coming off a state championship, he also won. So I think the way I describe him is just an extremely athletic, ball hawk guy. I mean, I think he's just going to give you a lot of problems for teams that throw the ball, and certainly a guy that I think could make a very early impact for FSU.
Last thing I'll ask you, Michael, is just about recruiting in the southern part of the state, South Florida. This is a guy that, back in the day with the Jimbo run that Florida State was on, they were at St. Thomas Aquinas. It seemed like every year making sure that they got players from there and county and the surrounding counties. What does this say about FSU and their recruiting in South Florida? Does this improve in your mind, Florida State's? I know they got some other kids from that area, but what does this recruiting class now capped off with Hussey from STA say about FSU's presence in South Florida?
Well, I think it says just what their product has meant. That their product, because FSU had to do this thing differently than Mario Cristobal and Billy Napier. They had ties there. They had recruited in the state of Florida a lot. Norvell didn't have any ties there. Sure, there's a few guys on the staff like Dugans and and few guys that are certainly good in South Florida. But Norvell had no ties, so he had to win. And so it shows you that their product of winning of where they're going as a program. These South Florida kids are buying into it. They believe it. Evan Joseph's from Chaminade. Conrad Hussey is from over there at St. Thomas Aquinas, and then Hakeem is also over there in Stranahan, in Fort Lauderdale area. So I think it says about what the product is, and two, after the Keldrick Falk thing yesterday, to get an equal flip. I'm not say equal, but equal as in talent and as far as a really talented player. I think it was a big thing for FSU to finish off the high school part of this recruiting, to nab a guy that's this elite at a position of need where likely Jamie Robinson probably leaves, and you need somebody in there to come in there and that maybe can make an early impact as a freshman and certainly help your defense. I think it's just a massive momentum going into, I guess, what we call portal recruiting season now for FSU, of some additions they're going to add, like maybe an offensive tackle, maybe, obviously in the secondary, they're going to look to add there, and then maybe defensive line. So I think it's a big deal for FSU to finish this high school part with a bang, and they did it with Conrad.
Florida State's coaches revving their engines in the background. Couldn't tell if that was Coach Woodson or Coach Norvell, but somebody was celebrating a big moment. He's live from Christmas shopping. He's Michael Langston, very dedicated to what he does here at Warchant TV. My name is Tom Lang, and before you go, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, Warchant TV. Wherever we are, we will sign in, get the video done, and get the breakdown done for you. Thanks to everybody who's watched, and make sure, again, subscribe on the way out. He's Michael. I'm Tom. We'll talk to you next time on Warchant TV.